but he realized that only the support he got were two light American tank destroyers. On that information desk, from this side, you can actually see Audie Murphy picture and burning tank destroyer. So two of these light tank destroyers, they were standing on the road which is just behind you. They arrived 2 o'clock in the morning. Audie Murphy was expecting some infantry, artillery and, some more units, but no one has arrived. So 5 o'clock in the morning, after that brutal night with uh, with 1 degrees Fahrenheit, that was the temperature during the night time. Everything was covered with snow here, just to give you an idea. He was phoning back to American command post 900 yards this way. What's the problem? And he was told, actually that big push you are planning will be delayed. 30th regiment was cut into pieces. It will take them some days, hours, maybe days to regroup again. So he was told to hold a position. Now he was holding position until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 26th of January 1945. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Germans launched their another counter-attack towards this forest from Reidwihr, towards Reidwihr Bridge. But Audie Murphy, 19 years old American soldier, held rock solid. He never moved and he managed to stop them. 2 o'clock in the morning, he was phoning back to American command post. There are two German companies at the end of the field in front of me, and there are 6 tanks behind them. I'm counter-attack. What do you want me to do? And he got the same answer: hold your position where you are. So he was holding position for 2 seconds only. At the same moment where first German soldiers started to move, German artillery barrage hit this forest. During the winter, there are no leaves at all, and you can see clearly from this spot into the village. So Germans saw Audie and his company. So first German artillery barrage hit this forest and it was murderous. 20 soldiers from his company were killed. They were lying here down crying for medic with the pain. First tank destroyer was hit directly and it caught fire. It started to burn. Crew inside were killed. Audie Murphy realized that they are all lost in this forest. So he ordered his company to pull back, to move deeper into forest to get some cover. He wanted to do the same, but then he realized with his phone and with the 50 caliber machine gun on that burning tank, he can actually slow down Germans, and he was still hoping, because he was still hoping to get some support, he was promised. So he actually, yeah, be careful with this tunnel, there are some bees in it, so I rather don't stand too close to it. You can go on my side. So Audie Murphy climbed on that tank, as you can see on the picture, on that information desk. He grabbed that 50 caliber machine gun. It worked perfectly, and he actually used that flame, that smoke coming from that tank as a shelter. When he was interviewed after war, he said that Germans never learned where he stood during his one-man stand. Because of all these, flames and black smoke coming out of it, they couldn't see him. He was behind it. And they couldn't believe that someone is so brave to be to stand on a burning tank. That tank was full of gasoline, full of, ammunition, and they were actually expecting it to blow into pieces any second. But Audie Murphy was standing on it for 1 hour and 20 minutes. He was also phoning back to the forest to get some US artillery. Sergeant Bow picked the phone, and he couldn't believe that someone is still alive in the no man's land, because he saw all these explosions, German explosions. But Audie Murphy was at the end of the line. He was phoning, and Sergeant Bow asking, "Are you still alive, Lieutenant Murphy?" And Audie said, "Well, yes I am momentarily." but I need your help. Germans are coming, and I'm on my own. There is no one to help me. So Sergeant Bow was sending, during his one-man stand, a US artillery barrage on the German positions, because Audie saw them where they are, and he had the map and the phone. Now, after 1 hour, when a sea of German very well trained soldiers from 2nd Mountain Division were coming towards him, after 1 hour, he realized that they came too close to him. He was unable to stop them. They came too close to him, and a US barrage was falling behind them. They were too close. So Audie Murphy wanted to do the same thing Jose Valdez did. He wanted to save his company from annihilation. Be careful, tractors. Audie Murphy wanted to call US artillery barrage on his own position in order to kill as many Germans as possible in this forest, but he knew that he gonna die. Sergeant Bow looked at the map in these coordinates Audie Murphy gave him, and he didn't send an artillery barrage, but he was phoning, and he asked Audie, well, Lieutenant Murphy, do you know that these positions you gave me are your own positions? And Audie said, well, yes, I know about it, but I don't have any other chance, you know, in the moment. Germans are too close. And Sergeant Bow asked him, well, how far they are from you, Audie, actually? And Audie replied, well, do you want to know how far they are? Then hold on a second, I will put one on the phone for you. You can talk to them. They were only 2 yards from the tank. Audie saw them and heard them from the tank. So he grabbed 50 caliber machine gun, he killed them, all of them he saw, and then he was phoning back. But then suddenly another artillery barrage, German barrage, hit this forest, and one big artillery piece landed on a tank where Audie stood. So he was knocked down. When he stood up, he couldn't believe that he's still alive. He was thrown against the turret with the explosion, and that wound he got on the hip, which wasn't treated properly, was reopened again. He came too early from military hospital, so he started to bleed. He was bleeding heavily. That wound was reopened. So he grabbed the phone. He wanted to contact Sergeant Bow again, but he realized that that phone line was cut. That explosion was too fierce, you know. The line, that wire was cut. So Audie Murphy was wounded, he was bleeding. He couldn't contact Sergeant Bow anymore to get some help. So he decided to end his one-man stand. He stood for 1 hour and 20 minutes on that tank. He never moved an inch, with all Germans coming towards him. Yeah, be careful. I rather don't sit on it. 2 more minutes and then we'll be leaving. Now, Audie Murphy looked for the last time on the field what's the situation among Germans. And he realized that he actually managed to stop them finally. They were pulling back to the village because of so many infantrymen being killed with Sergeant Bow and 50 caliber machine gun. So Germans were pulling back to the village, and 6 tanks and Tiger tanks, there were some Tiger tanks with them, they were pulling back to the village also. Now, tank commanders, they didn't want to go into the forest without infantrymen, so they ordered their tanks to pull back, to retreat back to the village. So Audie Murphy realized that that counterattack was stopped, but he was not finished yet. He was a tough cookie, a man from Texas. So he went to the forest, he found his company, only 18 soldiers were still alive. He put them together, they were sharing ammunition. They spent the rest of the day by fighting with last Germans in this forest, pushing them back to the village, to the same place where they pushed them the day before. So Audie Murphy ordered his soldiers to stay with him in here for another night, to keep an eye on the village, and he promised them, oh no, he didn't promise to them. Actually, he told them that he lost phone line, so he can't contact command post anymore. But he told them there must be coming, you know, they were still waiting for that support to come. Now they came. Finally, after 2 very long days where Audie Murphy stood here in freezing weather conditions being counterattacked by Germans, 30th Regiment was regrouped, put together, resupplied. They are past this position on the 27th in the morning. They attacked into the village and Holzir was liberated 10 o'clock in the morning. But it really took 4 days to get from Mežinrů Bridge and to capture this village. For 4 very long days, American forces were fighting here, desperate fight against very well supplied Germans. So this was the very place where Audie fought his one-man stand, and when he was holding western front lines for 2 very long days. That pressure was on him, and he never moved an inch for 2 days. So this is all I wanted to tell you, or within our 10 minutes.